Well, hello, and welcome back to another scary, creepy episode of Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your host, Stephen LeBooth. We got some creepy, scary stuff for you today, my little ghouls and guys. No, sorry if I sound stuffy. Sinuses have been kicking my butt and been getting just a little sick with sinuses and stuff, but hope I don't sound too cloggy. Brace yourself, get ready, snuggle up to a nice warm blanket, some coffee, and be ready to get scared, my friends. I know I'm scared. Are you? So, how's everybody been doing? How's your work week been going? It's been going good on that side. Just doing my thing, and then doing my podcast on the side. So, hopefully I can do this for a living. That's my goal. So, you guys, hope you're liking the group that I made. Wrong podcast. I'm a jackass. Anyways, so hope everybody's been having a great week. Like I said, hope you've been having some scary times, reading some scary books or scary movies, or watching some scary great stuff. Anyways, like I said, sorry if I sound stuffy and like crap. That's just the way it is, man. But yeah, so I hope everybody's been liking what I'm doing. Like I said, I just want to send some shout outs. Our numbers just keep growing and getting better. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just awesome, guys. Awesome. And I want to thank you, the listeners, for this. So, hey, y'all reach out to me. I know I got some people out there that listen to me all the time. And I'm one of their top podcasts. So send me a shout out on Facebook or Ghost Stories Told from the South at gmail.com. We're on Instagram, So, hey, leave us a message on a comment or something. So just want to say thank you to everybody, and I appreciate it bunches. But yeah, man, y'all send me y'all scary situations or stories. And if y'all have some scary urban legends where you live, shoot them my way. I'll fucking talk about them, man. Okay, let's get into some scary stories. We're still going over highways today, so bear with me. And I didn't catch it till I got ready to start recording, but I think I'm going to be talking about something I've already talked about, but that's besides the point. Well, our first little story is the A3 motorway in so if I butcher this up, I'm sorry as hell, but you know how I sound like sometimes Forrest Gump. Anyways, it's the A3 motorway, in Karata. This dangerous highway is known for many deadly accidents, including accidents that killed people of prominence like Metasadino singer Toase Pereske in 2007 and a Cotorinan actress Dolores Labrasa in 2013. Legend has it that workers used cement from the tombstones and material from the monuments and graves to make the highway, and that many of the youths at the time also mocked the graves. Now, drivers report losing sensation, losing radio signal, and losing control of their vehicle too. Some even say they felt their car was being pulled by a mysterious force in the opposite direction of where they were trying to go. And of course, there are multiple sightings of a little ghost girl who will disappear when you try to help her. I wonder if she's dressed in white. Okay. Well, that's it for the A3 motorway. Oh, yeah. I got these backwards. Well, you stinky, stinky boy. Sorry I'm talking to myself. I had my notes backwards, but it's all good in the hood. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, this one is another highway, and I didn't write down where the hell it is. Anyways, it'll tell it while I'm talking about it. But this is another haunted highway, and this one's the real Phantom Hitchhiker. It's got a Phantom Hitchhiker on it, and of course these stories are there's a hitchhiker in every country, a hitchhiker story in every country. Okay, here we go. You've most likely heard a story of a person driving down a lonely road at night. Then they see a hitchhiker, a young woman ahead. The woman is offered a ride and gets into the vehicle, usually in the back, never in the front. Never, never. The hitchhiker never says a word, and then after traveling some distances, vanishes without a trace. But in some stories, the ghost would talk, you know. Where was I? Okay. Never moves. Sorry, I looked up and lost my place. The question is there a real case of a phantom hitchhiker that may be the basics for its modern version of the legend? The answer would seem to be yes. It was a Good Friday on March or in March of 1969. Maria Rox and her fiance were driving to her parents' home to unload to oh they was going to her parents' home in Unadale on the 9 on the N9 about 200 miles from the Gap town of South Africa. Yeah, this road is the N9 in South Africa. The weather suddenly turned bad and forced winds forced their car into a ditch. Her fiance survived the crash. Maria, however, was killed instantly. It was certainly a tragic event, but one which occurs every day all around the world. What makes this story of Maria Roxay unique is a blah, blah, unique among traffic fatalities. Is what happened years after her death. A man named Anton Lee Grange was driving on N9 during the Easter week of 1976. Not far from the site of Maria Rox's fatal crash. And two, I didn't think about this. Back then, when it happened in '68, your seatbelts weren't mandated and all that. You didn't have to wear them. So she probably got thrown from the car and, died instantly like that. So, anyways, back to the fatal crash. During the Easter week of 1976 on N9, not far from the site of Maria Roxay's fatal crash, it was a late night when I saw a figure standing at the side of the road, and it had and he got closer. He could make out that it was a woman apparently hitchhiking. LaGrange stopped and offered the woman a ride, which she accepted without saying a word. She opened the rear passenger door and got into the back seat. LaGrange asked the stranger where she was going. There was no response. He commented that she was rather dangerous. He commented that it was rather dangerous for a young woman to be hitchhiking alone at night, at this time of night, on this road, on any road, LaGrange then turned and looked into the back seat, and the hitchhiker was gone. LaGrange was scared and confused. He saw the woman get into the car. He could not even describe her, and now she had vanished. LaGrange thought that perhaps the woman had fallen out of the car of some point and went to the closest police station, Unadale, to report the incident. The next report of the phenomenal hitchhiker came in 1968 by a man named Dwayne Van Jers- Jersford. Was riding. Sorry if I fucked that up. I didn't mean to. He was riding his motorcycle on the N9, heading towards Uniondale to visit his girlfriend for Easter. Everything happens around fucking Easter. So I got an idea. If you live in this town, don't travel on it on Easter. If you got to go to Unadilla or the other town or something, go there the day before, stay the night, and stay Easter too, and come home afterwards. Yeah, that's what I would do. Little cuckoo for my cocos for that, if you know what I mean, man. Okay, so back to that. I take that back. They don't really have incidences like car crashes. That's when you always see this chick. So don't go down that road on Easter. Okay, we'll go back before I started rambling again. Yeah, that 78. He was riding his motorcycle on the N9 heading towards Unadale to visit his girlfriend for Easter. As he rode he spotted a female hitchhiker ahead and stopped to offer a ride. She said nothing but put on a helmet. Oh, wow. Now, see, I've never heard of them do that now, like put on a helmet or anything. Okay, but anyway, she put on the helmet and got on the back of the bike, which is weird. That's crazy. And then Van sped off with the hitchhiker hanging on to him tightly. Then Van said he was suddenly overcome with a feeling of strangeness, and just that moment experienced what he described as a twitch, and the phenom hitchhiker, which matched the description of Maria Roxy, had vanished. She got another one. That's a Unadilla journalist, Janie Meyer, has followed the Maria Rock story for 30 years. So she's the big Maria Rock's person. All right, here's another one. Okay, now this time he was driving, and LaGrange would drive with his entire car lights on, and the doors would be locked. Despite the precaution, the officer again saw the rear passenger side door open and close as two passed the same area, and this time the officer heard the sound of a woman laughing as the door was opened by a phenomenal hitchhiker. So this didn't happen to him not once, but twice. Wow. And this time he was in a car. That's crazy. See, I don't know what I'd really do when I seen that. I mean, that would really creep me the hell out. I mean, really bad. Well, here we go. I'm sorry, I missed the page here, and I fricked the story up. Apparently, that's a van guy, Lagrange, that was on the motorcycle. He went to the police station and began to tell the desk sergeant of a strange occurrence he had just experienced. No doubt, Lagrange told the no doubt Lagrange's tale of the vanishing hitchhiker was met with considerable doubt. The possibility remained, however, that a young woman was lying injured or dead along the number 9. Creepy. With the possibility in mind, the officers agreed to follow Lagrange back to the area of the strange encounter. The officers followed close behind Lagrange. They approached the area of the occurrence. The officers' amazement, he witnessed Lagrange rear. Oh, in amazement, he's seen the officer's amazement. He witnessed Lagrange's rear passenger door open and close. Lagrange's car passed the location where he had picked up the phenom hitchhiker. Thinking that LaGrange might be trying to pull off a hoax, the officer agreed to follow him past the location one more time. Here's that part I already read, and I'm going to have to read it again to get back on track here. And of course, apparently, this woman's in white. Why does it always got to be the woman in white, man? That's crazy. I don't get it. This time, LaGrange would drive with his entire car lights on, and the doors would be locked. Despite the precautions, the officer again saw the rear passenger door open and close. The two passed the same area this time. The officers heard the sound of women laughing as the door was opened by the phenom hitchhiker. So even locking the doors, you can't even. I mean, heck, she gets on the back of motorcycles and puts on a helmet. So she's a pretty creepy bitch. The baffled police officer soon contacted fellow Unidale officer Sergeant Pat McDonald. McDonald was the first officer to arrive on the scene of the Morax car crash. McDonald met LaGrange and handed him a stack of photos. The pictures were of young women and looked much alike. Despite the similarities of the images, LaGrange was able to quickly pick out the picture of the phenom hitchhiker, Maria Rocks. So, there we go. So we got two guys that has seen phenomenons. So watch out when you go down N9 in South Africa, apparently. Or was it South Africa? Wherever. Can't remember where it said now. Well, let's get on with the next story. What do you say, Peter Pan? Oh, Peter Pan. I don't know why I'm talking like that. That's a little creepy, man. Okay. Where are we? Okay, we are at our next story, and I hope you're ready. This story is E8 Expressway. The E8 Expressway also has another name, and this is in Malaysia. Sorry if I butchered its name up too. The Karoka Highway that connects Kuala Lumpur to Genting Highlands is one of the creepiest highways in Malaysia. It's dark, long, windy, and accident-prone. Roads have attracted a host of ghost stories that send shivers down the spines of the people traveling the roads. Karoka Highway was first built in 1970 and first opened to the public in 1977. So that damn highway is as old as me. The highway connects Kuala Lumpur to Karoka and about 60 kilometers away. The highway has a pair of tunnels in the famous resort of Genting Highlands. Among the most popular the most popular of the stories is an accident on January 20th of 1990 in which 17 people were killed. God dang. Including 11 people when FRU member suffered concussions between a vehicle with a truck and a bus and 10 cars. Oh, the members suffered collisions. Okay, I get what they're saying. That's two buses had a big collision. So, the first and what this is like 5 little creepy stories about this highway. The first one is called The Family Car That Broke Down by the Highway. It was a festive season just like any other in Malaysia. A young couple and their baby were traveling on a Karaka highway at night headed home. Everything was fine until they reached a lonely stretch on the highway and their car broke down. The husband was surprised. He made sure to service the car before they took their little trip. He stopped the car by the side of the road to check the engine while his wife and baby waited inside. He tried fixing the car, but nothing worked. And so he waited, hoping a kind Samaritan would stop and offer them help. It is Balik Kumbas season, after all. There should be cars passing by left and right. However, 20 minutes passed and there was not a soul to be seen. It was getting late. He only choice he had was to go to the nearest phone booth to call for help. He was worried, but he had no choice but to leave his family waiting alone in the car. Lock the doors and take care. He told his wife before leaving. She watched as he. That's what he told his wife before he left. Lock the doors and take care, baby. She watched him as he walked away, trying to ignore her worries. Minutes passed and soon hours passed, but her husband was still gone. She waited and waited. Suddenly, a police patrol car approached her. Two policemen got out of the car and walked towards the vehicle. They told her to quickly step out of the car, the vehicle, and stressed that she should not look around while she did so. The wife carried her baby and walked with the policeman. When she was at safe distance, she looked back at her car and blood drained from her hands. Her husband's bodiless head was laying on the top of the car. Other versions of other versions of the story say the husband's head was on the car with a Bonchi-like creature frightening him. It had bagged on the car roof, she said. Oh, wait. It had banged on the car roof. She did not hear a thing. So, yeah, she didn't hear anything, and apparently his head was on the car. Yeah, there's some urban legend stories like that around here, too, like about the goat man and stuff like that. But the next one is called The Mystery of the Yellow Volkswagen. Have you ever seen a yellow Volkswagen on the Karaka Highway? Many motorists report meeting this ghostly car only at night. That would be creepy to see a a ghost car. That would be weird as hell. But apparently, this highway has one. It was said that the yellow Volkswagen will block your lane first, and it will move very slow, forcing you to overtake it. Once you have overtaken it and continued moving along, you will notice the same yellow Volkswagen in front of you. Wow. It will drive very slow, once again challenging you to take it. Overtake it again, and after a short while, you will see the same yellow Volkswagen driving slow in front of you. As long as you keep overtaking the car, you will see it in front of you again and again and again. So every time you go to pass this car, you see it again for a stretch of its highway. That's weird. So don't pass the fucking car. They say if you look closer into the car, you would notice that there is no one in the car seat. If you see the yellow Volkswagen on the Karoka Highway, it's best not to overtake it or it will keep repeating it and keep getting in front of you, potentially luring you into an accident. If you are lucky, it will speed up and disappear into the darkness. So apparently, if you just stay behind it and don't pass it, you'll be okay. Our next little story on that stretch of highway is called The Lost Schoolboy. If you were a schoolboy wandering on the side of a dark and lonely highway, looking lost or dislocated, if you see a schoolboy wandering on the side of the dark and lonely highway, looking lost and dislocated, be careful. The boy will be looking for his mother, asking, "Have you seen my mother?" over and over again. As the legend goes, there was once an accident that involved a young boy and his mother. The mother was driving. The mother who was driving was flogging out of the car. Was flung out of the car on impact. See, once again, this was part of time when we didn't have seatbelt laws, so she got thrown out of the car like on impact. While the son remained in the car passenger seat, the the window screen and glass pierced into his eyes. He lost his mother, and until today, and still to this day, it is said that he's still wandering the highway in search of his mother, in search of his mama. It says, "Mama, have you seen my mama? Mama, have you seen my mama?" No, because I don't know who your mama is. All right, here's another one I might mess up on the pronunciation. The flying puntingta. Puntingta. The flying puntingta. I guess that's right. I don't freaking know. Anyways. There have been sightings of point point Pontiac flying on the highway at night. The Pontiac is believed to be a woman who had died of at childbirth and harbors immense hatred and anger. So, in other words, she's pissed off. She preys on men and said to fear their organs. Ew. Oh, she is said. Oh, she preys on men and said to tear their organs apart. The Pinocchio could come in the form of a beautiful young woman in a white, in white, a beautiful young woman in white to seduce the man. Some motorists claim to have seen a beautiful woman on the highway who could sometimes make heads turn, and she could be by the side of the road asking for a lift. No one really knows whatever involves a ghost or the actual murder. Whatever it is, when you are traveling along Karoka Highway, don't stop for any chance. That's best. Don't travel. That's best. At best, don't travel alone either. So far on this highway, we got a ghost car, a hot chick that tears your organs out, a little boy who's lost his mother. Makes me wonder what else we got in store. Okay, the last one we got on the Karoka Highway is the call of the radio station, or call to the radio station. One night, a local radio station received a chilling call from a listener. The DJ listened intentionally as the man on the line told his story. He said he was driving on the highway and met with a horrible accident. His car fell down a ravine by the highway. In the car with him were his mother and father, wife, and children. He sounded depressed, speaking of how he saw his family members die. The saddest thing he said was when he saw himself die. Then the line went dead. The radio station DJ tried calling back, but no, but to no avail. He and most of the radio station listeners brushed it off as a prank call. On the very next day, newspapers reported that there was an accident at the very same location where the man on the line had mentioned. A car fell into the ravine by the Kuroki Highway. A couple, their parents, and children all died in the crash. Excuse me. The details match the story told by the mystery man. Legend says that the radio DJ rushed back to the office to listen to the recording of the call, but all that was left on the tape was an eerie silence. Like that. That's weird. Motherfricker had a goddamn wreck on the highway, and his ghost called the goddamn freaking radio station. And then the next day to find out that it was real. That would creep me out. Creepity creepers, Jesus. Ooh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to hit the old mic there. I've already went over the E8. I think so. And I think this is our last story, guys. Yep, it sure is. Man. Okay. This is the Boy Scout Lane. I'm not for sure if I've covered this like in detail like this, but if I have, I'm sorry. But I don't think I have. I know I might have talked about it on some episodes, but not much into detail. But I guess I will shut it up and we will get on with the Boy Scout Lane. What do you say? In the quiet countryside of Stevens Point, there's a piece of land that is not so quiet. It's the Boy Scout Lane, and its legend has been around for over 20 years. A brief summary for all who do not know about this place. One version is that that a troop of Boy Scouts on a camping trip were murdered by their bus driver on this isolated road. Another version of this story is that a Boy Scout troop mysteriously disappeared on this road and was never seen again. A third story is that a troop of Boy Scouts were camping here, and some of them were wandering around at night and accidentally dropped a lantern, resulting in a fire that killed the rest of the troop. However, there is no evidence of any missing persons or a mass murder or a tragic fire. The road gets its name because at one time the Boy Scouts owned the land there and had intentions of building a Boy Scout camp, but it never happened. Now that you know the history, let's talk about some other stuff. Here's I guess an experience somebody had there. It was a warm July night in 2005. My friend Ernie was visiting our mutual friend Mitchell and I up in Stevens Point. Mitchell and I had worked at the Boy Scout camp. Ironic, huh? That summer, and Aaron was to bring me back home in Minnesota when the weekend was over. We were bored, so Michelle suggested we go to Boy Scout Lane and do a little investigation. We had gone to the bookstore the day before and found the story in there, it intrigued us. So soon we were on our way with me in the backseat video camera in hand. Oh, with her in the backseat and their video camera in her hand. Right when we turned into the road, we felt uneasy. You know that dreaded feeling of being watched. Being the young adults we were, we made jokes and tried to shake off that feeling. We went down the road and turned around. Nothing special happened. What we saw when we got home is a different story. Michelle hooked the video camera up to the television and played the footage at first. Played the footage. At first, it looked like nothing really interesting until there was a point when I coughed, and I had just gotten over a bad cold, and right after that, a heavy whispering breath followed. It was not me, Michelle and Ernie and I looked at each other with wide eyes, and we turned back to the television. The other two saw a bright ball of light flash by the screen for a split second, but I didn't see that until I rewinded it back, she said. As I recorded us driving back to the main road, I faced the rolled-up window. I faced the rolled-up window towards the field that was supposed to turn into a camp. I had that infrared light on the camera in case something moved in the field. Nothing moved in the field. Instead, we saw was a face pressed up against the window. Crazy. And now it was it was not my face. The small screen on the video camera did not project enough light, and I was not pressed up against the window. When the three of us saw this, we screamed at Mitchell's mother, started yelling at us. We all ran into her room and told her what we seen. She just kind of chalked it up as it's just y'all's imagination, even though it's on the video. She just tried to brush it off. So. Well, I hope you liked the story that I got for you today. I think that last one I already covered. And if I did, I'm sorry, because I think I fucking did. Because there's nothing really on that Boy Scout lane of what happened or anything. There's just the legend, the urban legends. Crazy, but if you live up that way, shoot me a message. Tell me what's happening, man. Tell me about your experiences there at this so-called Boy Scout lane. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun. I hope I didn't scare you too much today, little ladies and little men's. But I've had a good time today. It's been great. I'm hoping you've had fun. I hope you wasn't too scared. Thank you for listening, guys. I've got the YouTube channel caught up all the way 100% totally. So go check out the YouTube pages. I just started putting videos up, doing videos too for the podcast. So when I do the video, I do a video one for the YouTube and a podcast for the podcast show. Still want to thank you guys for listening and subscribing. My subscribers are getting more, followers are getting more, and getting more downloads, more 5-star reviews. So you guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Like I said, excuse me, got the hiccups. Like I said, maybe one day I can do this for a living and find some real good, juicy stuff for you all the time. But hey, man, I'll still do that even if I don't do it for a living. I just love this. I love podcasting and ghost stories and getting scared. So, with that being said, check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're pretty much on any platform that has podcasts. So we're there. So Yeah, I think that's about it. Glad you guys, like I said, came by and listened, and guess I'll see you cool cats later now. But don't stay up too late telling stories and scaring yourself now. But this has been Stephen LeBou with Ghost Stories Told from the South. Episode 91, guys. I will see you later. Bye.
Well, how's everybody doing today? This is good old friend of Dickie, borderline Dickie trash. The most popular podcast in the world today. It's climbing up the charts faster than the freaking climb on a sign, baby. Well, if you're wondering, what the hell is borderline Dickie trash? And who is this some big company? Well, who is the most recognizable person podcast of the day, baby? We're gonna get funky like a monkey on those other trains. I'm coming in on fire like a baby on a silver saddle, bringing you the best of borderline Texas trash, baby. I'm the host of the show, Uncle Boo. We go over everything. We do a little bit of politics and in the mountain noise. I'm a snippet of that bullshit a whole lot. But we have fun, go over stupid world news of the day, talk about stuff from the past, what the cost of living or stuff was like that. And we just talk about a lot of different fucking fun facts. Do a little joking around.